Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. This was given to me, so I didn't pay for it. It's not like I got these. I didn't take these and I didn't pay for it. So, yep, I just another freebie for my low budget campaign. Just had a snack. Just to keep me healthy. Let's see what we're going to do with this one. This one's an interesting one. It is a picture of some sculptures, some bear sculptures, and this one's got a picture of none other than Albert Einstein, which I really like. I think we're going to focus on Einstein. Actually, I think that I was going to make it just black and white, colour into black and white, but I'm actually thinking a full colour image would be much nicer, just a proper, because there's hues of blue and other stuff that make it look really nice. So I'm just going to take it back, all the colours. The black's all there. So I'm just going to try and focus on the picture of Albert Einstein, of all things. Going to unfortunately damage the photo a little bit, I do think. Hopefully not too much. Yeah, that's come up looking quite interesting actually. You can see him a lot clearly now in the picture. I could have avoided crunching it by turning him up this way. I could have done it that way. Maybe we'll do it that way. I'm just going to take a punt as to where I'm going to place it lengthways. Yeah, that's better. I do think that's a lot nicer like that. It's going to make it easier to work with. So I'll just put the first one over there and we're just going to work on this piece, perhaps. But yeah, he's an interesting character, Albert Einstein. An amazing asset to science. We need more people like him in this world to really make a difference. We don't need any more people who are monkeys, who behave like monkeys. I'm not meaning this as a homophobic or a racial slur, which the word monkey has become in recent times. It's just to describe people who are really narrow-minded and stupid, people who are not terribly smart, who take the jobs of people who are really smart, who don't care about anything, just their money and their wealth, and they don't have much of an IQ. They're not special, they're not intelligent, so they're really small-minded prats that think their shit doesn't stink. And I just get so sick of them and the people who build photocopiers, and they're mostly monkeys. Because what happens, a lot of people who, including my father, get displaced. Like if you're smart, you often get discriminated against and you get told you're overqualified. And that's a real insult to someone who's really smart and has a lot to offer a corporation or a company, if only they weren't discriminated against. And even though my dad's an asshole, I still feel angry that he was told he was overqualified, and he lost his job. He was made redundant. So that's really quite a hit to someone's self-esteem. You know, when you're really smart and you got the intelligence and you got lots of, you know, what's the point in going to school if you're going to be displaced by monkeys? What's the point in going to do university? What's the point of spending like more than a decade in education only to find you get turned down for being so-called overqualified? That's not acceptable, folks. I won't accept that. I really have no respect for companies that do that, you know, and people like that who are just so small-minded and stupid. You know, imagine if Albert Einstein met with that kind of resistance. Imagine how science would have been backward. We would have had a backward world if it wasn't for Albert Einstein. You know, without him, what would the world be now? You know, without the science that he spearheaded. You know, he knew what he was doing, and he was being himself and having fun as well, and being smart. Having fun and being smart are important things in this world. The world has become too serious, and the people have become too narrow-minded and stupid, and yet they don't know how to have fun. But basically, Einstein was a fun kind of a character, and we need more people like him to bring light into the world. You know, we need more people like him to make the world a better place. I do wonder if I'm going to make this a movement piece, or if I'm going to leave it like that. I don't know where the centre of this job is going to be. It's a bit confusing, folks, even with the likes of Einstein. But basically, we can't just keep... I do think we might have to move it over a bit. But basically, we need more people like Einstein in this world. We need more people out there who can really make a difference and to really trip the light fantastic when it comes to science and innovation and art and creativity. And now we're fucked up. We've lost our settings, folks. I'm sure even Einstein probably made mistakes as well. You know, like I just did just then, being a little bit too talkative. Sorry, folks. But yeah, Albert Einstein was a real light to the world, and this is stupid monkey business that you have here in this photocopier, like, and you just can't get, the people who are smart just can't win. They just keep getting treated like they're shit, even though they've got so much potential to make the world a better place and to clean the environment up, make the world fair and equitable and not discriminate. But what can you do, folks? What can you do? It's all games and power games and one-upmanship. There's nothing good anymore in this world. And the man who invented the photocopier, Chester F. Carlson, he'd be turning in his grave if he saw how Xerox has become such a company of evil and arseholery. And I just think I might do something with Albert Einstein's hair. I might, just wondering if I could utilise this picture here and just cut it off there, and maybe cut out the bust of this image and just have just the head and the face and just have it sort of an interesting kind of thing. But basically, yeah, we need more people like this who have the power to make it, who potentially have the power to make a difference, instead of the monkey brain limited thinking that we have nowadays, that's become so prevalent and so horribly common. That, you know, the man who invented the photocopier, Chester F. Carlson, he was a humble man. He came from a poor background. He was never born with the proverbial silver spoon in his mouth. He had it. He had it all. His father died of tuberculosis, so it's not like he had it all. He basically had very little, and he wanted to invent something big and to get himself ahead and to help others, if I'm correct. I think he wanted to help others as well as just keeping it to himself. Like, he wasn't the kind of guy that wanted to keep his wealth to himself, pardon the rhyme. And he ended up, in the end, he wanted to die a poor man. He seemed like he didn't really want, in the end, his riches as the founder of Xerox. He ended up wanting to die a poor man. That's how humble he was. That's how much he was really good. But now Xerox does not... Oh, speaking of Xerox, I don't know who's running it now, because the man behind the recent... the CEO that we had recently apparently died of a heart attack or something recently. His name was... I think his name was John Vicentin. He's dead now. And he was the last... If I'm correct, the last CEO of Xerox. And you just can't... Even under his reign, you couldn't see anything good come of it. So, you know, these companies really don't care anymore about other people. They just care about themselves and their profits and their shareholders. And they don't give a shit about the environment. They don't give a shit about humanity and about the customer, or even about the workers. The workers get treated like shit. They get... the monkeys. They work as a trained monkeys. They're low IQ compared with what they should be, and they're willing to work for what you could call bananas. Cheap labour, cheap slave labour in cheap slave-driven countries. Really horrible. We need more fucking nerds and geeks in general to run the world, to take over the world, folks. We'd have less conflicts, we'd have less famine, less hunger, less lack of sanitation. We'd have people like, we need people like Einstein and Chester F. Carlson and others to make the world a better place. And here we go. This has come up better than I thought it would. I think we can now call this demo quits.